Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles, Ballarat Road Sunshine, Marshallton Road Geelong, Dandenong Road Dandenong, Marshallton Road Sunshine, Ballarat Road Sunshine, Marshallton Road Geelong. Floor tiles, wall tiles, bathroom tiles, all kinds of tiles. We do every tiles. Just kidding. I'm just looking at the NASDAQ. I'm very late. It's been an hour and a half. The market's been open, so I went for a skate and got some food and was kind of looking at the chart a little bit. But I thought about going short, but I didn't. I have withdrawn $3,000 that I made this week, and I put my account back to 30k. So just kind of pay myself, and also I don't like to have more than 30,000 in there because I don't think it's necessary to be able to make a living from trading. You can make so much fucking money if you trade well. You can make far more with a $30,000 account if you trade well. You make far more than you can spend as an average person. If you know how to trade the markets. So you don't need any more in there. I don't need any more in there. And I feel like if I was to have more money in there, I might be stupidly inclined in one of my less lucid moments to put a size of like $30 a point here, which would require a margin of 44,000, so I can't do that. So I can't take big losses. It's a way of sort of limiting my risk-taking ability. I had the idea that I think this market should go lower, may want to go lower, not should go lower. There was a break here yesterday, and a retest of the break on the open. And I think that a lot of people would be buying their unlimited orders, and that's what happened. They got ticked in, filled, and the market just rocketed up, and they're making easy money. So much so that it seems to me to be a little bit too easy. Because for me, a gap fill means weakness. Because if the bulls are so strong here, and if any bear sold here at a prior high, and the bulls trap those bears, they should trap them and kill them. They should not allow them to get out break even. So as strong as the bulls appear on this chart, and then this, especially on this intraday chart, the rallies are big. As strong as the bulls appear, this gap fill tells me that they're not actually as strong as they appear. Because to me, a gap fill signals weakness. And I think that this level will get tested at some point, whether it's today or the next day or at some point next week. I think that this level will get tested again because this is just too easy for bulls to just buy here, put their stop to break even, and just forget about their trade and just be making a fuck ton of money. So that was my impression of this chart, but that being the case, all of that is a well and good theory, but right now the market's going higher. So I do have to accept that fact as well. So, not going to do anything crazy here. Not going to take any huge risks. If I try to sell, it'll be something consecutive bear bars. I need some kind of bearish price action to tell me that what I think may happen, to give me some high probability. I'm just curious, there was a rally here after that level was touched, a big rally, a large rally, so I think it's like several hundreds of points. So about 400-point rally. That is a lot. That is like 1.3% rally, 1.4% rally. It's a huge rally. And then a smaller trading range here. I'm going to have a look at the width of this trading range and figure out, okay, so if you sold below that low, you were hoping for a measured move, but it never came. So the bears are not hitting targets. They're not hitting their targets. If you sold below this low during this bar, you did get a measured move. So the bears did not actually get their target, so maybe it's not that bearish. It's really confusing to me, this particular market. I did think that a breakout of this channel should get 2 legs up there. I'm a little bit confused, actually. So this channel here, a breakout of the channel, it was a very tight channel, and it got 1, 2, I guess 2 legs, and then it sold off again. So is there a channel line break here? I don't even know if this means anything, what I'm doing. But look at that. The channel line became support. And now a second leg up. Okay. I'm just gonna wait. I made like 10% this week, so I'm not in any huge rush to take any risks, especially if I'm confused, but I think if I do see some decent sell setup, I should take it potentially to get back to that low that I have marked, the low of the day. Let me just see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's bar 18 there. The reason that is important to me is because according to Al Brooks, by bar 18 or an hour and a half into the trading session, there is a 90% chance that you've seen the low or the high of the day. So it could be that that remains the low of the day. So the market can do all sorts of things, but 90% chance that it won't go below that low. So maybe my idea is just wrong. And the market is just okay. So let's step away from the computer. I thought I heard a bump in the night. Got my gun out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a gun. I wish I had a gun. I wish I could. Yeah. I wish they let us have guns here in Australia. Like, I really would like to go sports shooting. You can have a gun. You can have a semi-automatic long rifle. Bolt-action long rifle. But to get a semi-automatic long rifle, you need to either be a farmer or have a special license of some description. I can't remember what, but if you're a farmer, they think that you have to shoot vermin or something, then you can have it. But I don't live on a farm. Wouldn't be bad living on a farm though. I'd love that. That'd be cool. Just kind of looking at this, and my short bias has really cost me an opportunity here. Maybe, you know, should probably have gone long at some point. Although this bar certainly made it very difficult because the risk is big if you buy that bar. You have to have a stop loss very far away. Wonder what Tom Hugard is doing. I think he's finished his stream. Yeah, he's finished up. I think he made a loss on the day. I think he lost big and then made some money back, being long. Can't seem to do anything today. Can't seem to get myself to take a risk. Suppose I probably could have bought that bar there. This bar. Three consecutive bull bars. This bar testing the lows of these prior bars and buyers stepping in below, pushing it up. Big breakout now. Well, maybe the market wants to have a big rally towards the end of the week. Just send it up to the high of the week. That would be above 29,800. Because the high of this bar is about 29,800. So the high of the bar is 29,804. So about there. So it's really close to the high of the week. Pretty bullish. Very bullish now. I really don't know what to do, to be honest. Makes it a bit more difficult since I wasn't here from the beginning. Just wait. I was just checking if the dumb cunt Trump has said something to, if this is a news bar of some kind. Doesn't seem he's said anything. He's just saying some word salad gibberish crap. Whatever. Just gonna close that. Yeah. I think this looks like a small pullback bull trend. A small pullback bull trend can last for a long time. Yeah. I noticed that below this prior bar low, buyers immediately started stepping in. So a spike in a channel, really tight bull channel now. Every tiny pullback getting bought. I imagine there'll be some climactic moves up as well at some point. What day was the high made of this week? That would be Tuesday, I think. Yep, Tuesday's high is up here. We'll put a line there as well as a reference point. It feels like this market's just going to rocket up to that high at some point. Like quickly. Very quickly. Maybe break through it as well. Imagine how happy you would be as a bull if you bought down here at the gap fill. You just put your limit order there and suddenly you're up 500 points. Good for you if you did that. Well done. Yep, well done. There's nothing to sell at the moment. Nothing to sell. No bear bars, just bull bars. I really just don't have a setup in these kind of situations. And just pressing buy doesn't work for me. It's not the way I trade. It's interesting here. If this market were to reverse right here, that would make a head and shoulders top. So, if I look at it on the 1 hour time frame, anybody who bought above this level would have been trapped immediately. And if they get up here, they may be tempted to get out break even. So any longs may be getting out break even here. So if the market were to reverse here, that would make a head and shoulders top in a downtrend. Could be an interesting situation unfolding. Maybe where a sell-off begins again. But yeah, it is a technical head and shoulders in a bear trend, which is never a bad idea to sell, I think. I've certainly had worse ideas in the markets. So it's a possible sell zone, I think. I think I will attempt a short position here. Seems kind of crazy. Wow. How did I just get stopped out? I didn't even trade up there. Wow. Did trade up there. That was quick. as well, I think. I'm gonna sell again. This feels dangerous. Dangerous. I'll sell one more. I'm going to close it right here. Oh man, come on. Now it's going lower again. My thinking was this bar is coming up to its close. It's already so extended. Might need to pull back a little bit, but just going down even more. Fuck. So shit. It just feels so dangerous after this big rally. Oh, the other thing is this bar here. If you miss the buy, you may have a limit order there to buy long. So it could pull back here. Wonder if there's going to be limit order bulls around. I actually think I got a little bit unlucky getting stopped out of my first entry there. Kind of sick. Well, I made about $365 on this attempt to sell short, these two attempts, so made some profit, so my count's up to 30,386, about 1% up on the day. This may be a pullback location in this sell-off there. May rally here a little bit, at least. Because there are locations here where bulls missed out and they may think I need to get long. It's pulled back. So you may see some buying. But the reason I say that this is a technical sell area, it's really pretty simple. If I look at the 1 hour chart, so it looked like it was rallying here, right? There's a high there. And then the market, there's bulls placing stop entry longs above there. And the stop entry longs, they got long up here. And they immediately got trapped big time. They immediately got trapped hard. And in fact, the market made a new low down here. So if you're long here and you're losing and the market gives you a gift, it pulls back to that location. Like it did just now. You're getting out break even for sure. You're not thinking too much about that. You're like, thank God I dodged a bullet, I'm getting out break even. And that's why that's a sell zone to me. That is a technical head and shoulders pattern in a bear trend. Here. So, oh my God, fucking hell. Selling off hard now. Fuck. Why am I not capable of holding positions longer? I'm pretty good at reading the market, I think, but I really struggle to hold positions for a long time. I was right. It's going down here for sure. Fuck. It's going down. These are the things that prevent me from being a really successful trader. Like, I take small profits, but I never catch huge runners. You know? I'm rational when it comes to entries, but I'm always a little bit irrational when it comes to taking profit. Because I see the money, I'm just like, yeah, that's good money, $600, cool. Make back my loss and make some money as well. Whereas I'd be like over $1,000 in profit now, probably like 1,500. If it comes down here, that's my weekly income. You know, done for the week. I've actually made like 3K this week, so I do have a weekly income secured for the week. It's more like, it's actually more than my previous job as a paramedic. As a paramedic, I used to get paid $55 an hour, and I used to work about, I think, like 40 hours on average, something like that, and we would make about $2,200 a week. So if I make $3,000, that's a lot better than a professional wage. But the thing about the markets is, with the size of account that I'm trading, if I can actually trade the markets really well, I could be making a fuckload more than a professional paramedic. That's the opportunities that the market gives you, if you know how to trade it. And I thought about this long and hard, and I thought, if the purpose of work is to make money, which is what it is, and these financial markets give you so much opportunity. Like, your opportunities are literally infinite, depending on how much you want to risk. So why don't I just spend a lot of time and effort trying to learn how to trade the financial markets? You know, because I feel like if I was to go back to university and study some other degree, you know, whatever that may be, I'm just going back into the same game, working for a company, working for an hourly wage, being stuck there for 38 hours a week. Whereas if I can make the financial markets work for me, I'm trading like a few hours a day and generating an income, and for me it's great because I trade the European session and then I take a break. Sometimes I go for a skate, whatever, just do whatever, go to the beach, who cares. If it's summer, I used to go to the beach after Europe, just sit at the beach and then come back, trade the US session. Why don't I just invest all of my time trying to get good at this? But it's definitely not easy to learn. That's 100% for sure. It's one of the most difficult things to learn because there's so many elements that you have to kind of hone in order to be a complete trader. You have to work out technically what is happening. You have to be able to manage your risk. You have to be able to manage your money. You have to have the balls to take positions. You have to have the mental stamina to take losses and not tilt. And yeah. Trading is so different to anything that you can ever teach yourself. I think the reason that it's so difficult, one of the reasons that's so difficult, is because when you lose, there's emotional pain involved. Whereas if you do something, so if you're learning, you're taking losses, and as well as, so it's emotional, and it hurts, and whilst you're in that state, you're trying to work out rationally what you actually did wrong. But it's really difficult to be rational when you're emotional. When you feel like you've taken a loss and you're buried, and you're like, how am I ever going to make this back? Whereas in other jobs, like in my previous job, if I make a mistake when I'm learning, when I was a student, there's no consequences. There's really no consequences. Like if I screw something up as a student, like I miss an IV or something, whatever. The instructor usually goes, "No, you did well, mate. Well done." Gives you a pat on the head and goes, "No, you'll get it next time." Blah blah blah. There's no consequence for making a mistake. Whereas here, there's real consequences, and the emotional pain is really sharp. So as a paramedic, there's no emotional pain to making mistakes, and you're able to kind of focus on the how to hone your skill without being pressured emotionally. Whereas this is like, you take a loss, it hurts. You're like, fuck, I could have bought a fridge for that or something. So it feels really painful. I think that's where people sometimes tilt. I used to do that at the start. I used to tilt on occasion, but not for big amounts, just sort of just start revenge trading a little bit, lose more. That was a sell signal there, a low one short after a pullback. I don't know if I'm in the mood for another trade. I feel like just be done for the week and go and have a good weekend. But I really wish I had the sort of mental strength to hold positions like this longer. Because I made a good trade, and I added right there. I had a good idea. waited patiently for a setup. But I wasn't rewarded that much. Yeah. So I sold there and there, and my position was $10 a point. So I would have been making a fuck ton of money right now. Like a lot, like 2,400. Yeah. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, and if I traded it down to here, would have made $4,000. If it does come down here, which I think it will. I think it will. I think buyers tried to step in at this trend line right there. They're getting wrecked because of a higher time frame pattern. It's alright. I think I'll stop now and go and sleep and have a good weekend and come back next week and try to be good, try to be better, try to learn from my mistakes. And the thing about the markets is there's always going to be opportunities. There's just always going to be more opportunities. Markets will always be here. And these kind of opportunities will present themselves again to me. Yeah. I'll end the video now. Oh, so I'm actually up 11% on the week. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's sick. I've done well. Yeah, about 11% in total. I need to find some kind of millionaire who has a spare $3 million so I can trade a $3 million account instead of a $30,000 account and make like 300,000 a week instead of 3,300. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end the video.